Welcome to the Delphi Auto Parts App. Today I'm going to take you through our new app for technicians and counter people. It has all sorts of useful in-depth information on a technical level that will help them, from videos to diagrams to 360-degree images when they're working on fuel management parts or steering and suspension parts repairs. And we're going to be adding each of our other product lines to it so that we'll have one complete app with comprehensive information for all of our product lines. So now we're in the steering section. You go into our parts offering and you'll see the different parts that we sell, our most popular parts. I click on tie rod ends and it shows me a 360-degree image of the part. It explains what the parts do, how they fail, what might cause them to wear out, and what the symptoms of that would be. And then it has some information about why you should trust Delphi, our selling messages, video with showing our testing. So it's a good combination of technical information and marketing messages for you to use. And you can see as you hit each part that it lights up blue to show where they are on the vehicle. So now we're going into control arms. I see a 360 view here when you just tap 360. And then this goes into what they do, how they fail, talks about the different kinds of suspension systems and why your control arm will look different based on your application, and more testing videos, more features and benefits. Now we're going into the how-to section. So we'll start by looking, if you tab over to the video section, it shows you all of our how-to videos from YouTube. Next we're going into symptoms of bad steering and suspension. And this has a long list of what might be wrong with a car, what the driver might be experiencing, or what they might tell a technician is wrong. And it explains what parts might be the cause, what might be failing or wearing out. Then you go into diagnostic tests, and it has diagrams, videos, helpful advice about what kind of testing that a technician should be doing on the vehicle when there's a problem with the car for steering and suspension. And once they figured out the problem, they can go into replacement tips, and it shows them what they need to do before, during, and after replacement, with some helpful diagrams from everything to aligning their suspension correctly after they've replaced a part, checking on tire wear, making sure that all the bolts are tightened. Covers all the ground they'll need to know. Next we'll go into the control arm position finder. People, whether they're DIYers or car enthusiasts or technicians, they have trouble with this aspect of control arm repair. So in a modern vehicle, especially the high-end import cars that we cover, there could be up to 14 different control arms, and they can have names like the rear left lower forward or the front right upper rearward. So it can be very complicated, especially when many of the arms look exactly the same but have different part numbers and very complex names. It can be hard to know which is the right part to buy. So this helps the technician do that. What they do first is they locate where they are on the vehicle. Let's say that they're repairing a control arm that's bent, or the bushing is worn out, or the ball joint needs to be replaced, and it's the driver's side on the front of the car. So you select that part of the car, and then it takes you to the most popular suspension systems. So this is just a basic overview, and we have a disclaimer here that says that if their vehicle suspension doesn't look like this, they might have a different configuration that varies by manufacturer, because it can vary significantly. So let's say that they have a setup that looks like the double wishbone. They select that, and then they'll see they have two options for the different arms. So if the one that's broken is the bottom one that's underneath the spring, they could click on the lower arm. It lights up blue, and then it will say that they need the front left lower control arm. What they can do then is they scroll down, they hit the catalog button, and it takes them into our PartCat website. So let's say that they had a Honda Accord or an Audi A4. They would look up for that application, the control arm, and they would find the front left lower control arm, and they'd get the part number so that they'd know which one to order. For something like that Audi A4, that could have a multi-link suspension system, and that's the really complicated one. So you can see here there's many different options. So if they're looking at their vehicle and it looks like this, and they say, okay, the one I'm looking for is on the top, and it's behind the spring there, behind the wheel. So they would hit If they hit rearward, it lights that part up in blue, and they say, all right, that's the right one. And the app says, we recommend the front, left, upper, rearward control arm. So then when they go into the catalog, that's the one they need to look for their application. That's the thing that will be, I think, the most helpful to whether they're technicians, advanced DIYers, because it's something that other competitors aren't providing. So if a user needs help, they just hit the help button here. It's also available at the bottom of every page, and they can either call us or email us. So that's the steering app. And then the fuel app, if we go into that, it's the same exact thing. Has information about why you should buy Delphi, has information about our fuel testing results, which will be important to share with customers, has information about the different types of fuel delivery systems, so some of the technical information that they'll need to know about how fuel systems work. Here it explains our product portfolio in the What We Offer section, including the fuel tank cleaning kit. And then in repair tips, talks about things they'll need to know before, during, and after a repair, including the importance of cleaning the tank. That's the fuel section, and that is the Delphi Auto Parts app.